Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something a bit different, a moment from science fiction that felt, well, surprisingly real.
Yeah, we're zeroing in on the Star Wars series Andor, specifically a really crucial speech from season 2.
Right, Andor's been getting attention for going beyond the usual Jedi and Sith stuff.
Exactly. And the focus for this deep dive is Mon Mothma's big speech in the Galactic Senate, the one where she uses the word genocide.
That specific moment. We've got some material here looking at that scene, why it landed so hard, and its connections to, well, the real world.
We want to unpack why this piece of fiction feels so relevant, almost historical in a way.
It really does. It kind of hits you, doesn't it? Have you ever had that experience watching something, maybe a film or a show, where what's happening on screen just clicks with something real, something happening outside?
That's exactly the feeling many people got from this Mon Mothma scene.
So set the scene for us. Season 2, Mon Mothma in the Senate.
Right. She stands up and accuses Emperor Palpatine directly of committing genocide on the planet Gorman in the Senate.
Wow. That's a huge deal in the Star Wars universe, just the word itself, genocide.
It carries enormous weight. It's not the kind of language you usually hear amidst the blasters and starfighters. It signals something darker, more serious.
And there was that one line, too, that really stood out. People keep quoting.
Oh, yeah. The loss of objective reality is the most dangerous threat. The death of truth is the ultimate victory of evil.
Spoken in a fictional galaxy, but wow, does that resonate? It feels like something you could hear discussed right now. Why do you think that is?
Well, the sources we looked at point out something interesting about the timing. When this episode aired, there were headlines, real news headlines, especially in the U.S., talking about concerns over democratic backsliding, moves towards authoritarianism.
So life imitating art, or art imitating life.
Kind of this weird mirroring effect. The anxieties playing out in Andor felt very, very familiar to some viewers watching current events. It suggests maybe this manipulation of truth, this danger. It's timeless. Universal.
Okay, let's dig into that idea more. The show's creator, Tony Gilroy, he actually said something pretty striking about this.
What was that?
He said, you could drop this show at any point in the last 6,000 years, and it would make sense to someone.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
quite a statement.
Yeah. So what does that tell us? He's not just making a sci-fi adventure.
No, not at all. That quote basically says the themes, abuse of power, how truth gets twisted, the struggle for freedom, these aren't new problems. They're baked into human history.
So the setting is space, but the problems are very earthbound.
Exactly. And the sources even bring up specific historical parallels to underline this. Things like the Wannsee Conference during the Nazi regime.
Right, where the logistics of the Holocaust were planned.
Or the Vietnam War. These real-world events, their darkness, their complexities, they resonate with the kind of grim realities Andor explores. That's why someone called it.
Historical fiction with lasers and stormtroopers. I like that.
It fits, doesn't it? It's using this known universe to explore some, frankly, uncomfortable truths.
And Gilroy definitely leans into that discomfort. The show doesn't pull punches.
Not at all. It depicts systemic violence, oppression, even an attempted sexual assault, which is pretty much unheard of for Star Wars.
That's a huge shift from, say, the original trilogy or even the prequels. Why go there? Why make it so dark?
Well, according to Gilroy, if you're going to talk honestly about revolution, about tyranny, you can't sanitize it. You have to show the real ugliness, the real cost, without, as he put it, fantasy tones.
He had that other quote, too, the really blunt one.
The one about rape being an arterial component of civilization's history.
Yeah, that's raw. Controversial, definitely.
Yeah.
Some people might feel that's just too much for Star Wars.
It's certainly confronting, but it shows a commitment to depicting the brutal reality of power abused. And, it's interesting.
A reason.
Andor is like the highest rated Star Wars show on Rotten Tomatoes.